Today we're doing something a little bit different, which is taking a look at a mixer and microphone stand, which go very well in tandem with the product I reviewed a little while ago, which is the Fifine BM88, a microphone that, while very, very budget, I was really impressed with for the price, the amount of features it has, and the audio quality. And in fact, you're hearing the audio quality of that mic right now, but through an XLR connection, not through USB-C. And that's where today's product comes in. This, the BM88 SC3 mixer. Perfect for content creators, streamers, or people who want to up their gaming experience, featuring a load of standard professional features, but for a very affordable price of $50. And coupled with this, we have the Fifine Studio BM88 mic stand. This one comes in a little bit more expensive, around $60 or £57 on Amazon. And if you'd like to purchase any of these products, the link will be in the description below. These were provided for review by Fifine, so thank you to them for giving me this opportunity to check out their products. But here we have the mic stand and the mixer. Now the mixer has a lot of different features, and we'll go through the ones on its face right now, which is the 48 volt phantom power feature, changing of electric button, you've got 4 custom buttons, a voice changer button, and a lights button to select which kind of lighting you want on your mixer, whether you want it to be RGB, or whether you want a set light, or whether you want lighting off completely. Looking at the back, we've got connection with USB-C, line in, headphone, line out, and a headset. Plus an XLR cable for your microphone, which the Fifine BM88, which I reviewed last video, does have, so it can plug straight into here and you'll get the best quality audio possible with an XLR cable. And they're quite cheap, and with this mixer you get a very affordable setup. However, you can also opt to use the headset in if you don't want to use a USB microphone or an XLR microphone, and then you can switch that switch that you see on the back from dynamic to condenser, and then you'll be fine with that. Now we continue with the setup process. Now we've got the mixer plugged in with the power and headphones. Let's get rid of my old stand, which you can see on screen now. We'll take it off. This one is a tonal mic stand, and while it is good, it can squeak a little bit, and it's not very low profile like the Fifine one is. So here we have the Fifine mic, the arm placed down on the table there, along with the bottom clamp, which works similarly to my other microphone arm setup, except for this one, there aren't really springs involved with it. It's very low profile and very easy to install with a big clamp on the bottom. And the mic originally was a little bit strange to get used to with the mic stand, but it spins very, very nicely. You can put it in loads of positions, and you add the thread on top, just like that. And then add your microphone on top once you're done. Now the joints might feel a little bit loose at the start depending on what mic you have, so you can tighten them up with the included Allen key, and then it holds its position very well. You can still adjust it while it's been tightened. Don't tighten it too much, otherwise it will basically be stuck in that position. That's just basic know-how for any microphone stand, but I found it incredibly easy to use. After this, we plugged in the XLR cable to the bottom of the microphone, which is a great feature for this budget microphone to have, by the way. I've been really impressed by it. And then plug in the other end to the mixer. Now, it'll be a bit confusing at first because the microphone will not light up like it usually does when under USB connection. The microphone will not light up, nothing on the microphone will, but it will be plugged in and working, which confused me at the start, but I think it's something to do with the way that the power is distributed or taken to the mic. The mic will seem like it's off, it isn't, and you'll see it pick up on the actual microphone mixer down at the bottom in terms of the audio levels that are at the top, which is a very handy feature to have, along with all these buttons which allow you to customize what sounds you want and what sound is coming out the mic and regulate your levels. You'll have the mixer levels on top where you can see a visual representation of your microphone's input and output, so what other people can hear and what you can hear. Running down a few more of the features on the face of this, the custom buttons are used to record custom sounds. Now you don't need any other software to do this, you just need to plug in your headphones, plug in your input into the mixer, and play a sound on the device that you're on. Say I plug it into my PlayStation and I want to record a sound in a game, say a gunshot, I can hold down one of those custom buttons until it turns white, play the sound that I want to play and record, and then I let go of the button when I'm finished. And there we have it, it's now recorded onto the soundboard, and I can press that button anytime to replay that sound. It really is a great feature, it's very easy, and you don't need any other external third-party or first-party software, which is awesome. You also have separate mute buttons for both your microphone monitoring, so you can monitor what sound is coming out your mic, which is really, really useful. And you also have mute buttons for your line in, line out, and headphones and your microphone itself. Everything's pretty much perfect here in terms of the buttons that you need to control the levels on your end and on other people's end too. Now I've talked about the technical stuff in terms of mechanics and how things work with both the products, let's talk about build quality. Although its price is a little bit more premium than my last one that you saw earlier in this video, It feels so much better. There is no audible squeak when you adjust any of the hinges on it. It's a mixture of metal and plastic, and it feels quite premium. It's not really an expensive piece of kit looking at it. It's very budget friendly, but it feels premium and it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. It's also very easy in terms of travel. My old microphone stand would kind of spring back up whenever I tried to compact it for travel. This doesn't do that because it works fundamentally differently. It's just a very well built and easy to use piece of equipment that I've absolutely loved using this past week or so, because it's been so easy to get it into loads of positions because it's so low profile and doesn't really cause a mess in my setup. Now, the actual mixer itself is a similar story, but not quite the same, because the mixer is well built, but you can tell there were shortcuts taken in the materials to get it to the price that it's at with the amount of features it has packed in. Because it feels quite light. It doesn't feel like I could snap it or anything like that, but it is quite a light piece of kit. It's not really weighty, which is fine, but if you're really into that premium heavy feeling, you're not going to get that here. And the buttons, while they feel pretty satisfying to press, are not the most premium rubber materials for the buttons and not the most premium plastic for the shell and for the actual level knobs which you push up and down. However, for the price, for the features that you're getting in this, I've not had one mechanical or technical failure on anything like that over the past week of thoroughly testing it every day for quite a few hours every day. It hasn't really failed me once, and the quality here, while it isn't the highest premium standard, it's not meant to be. This is a budget-friendly, essentially gamer-focused piece of kit, and it does the job very well in terms of that, and feels just as premium as I'd expect it to feel for the price of $50, which is incredibly cheap. Now, finally, I want to do a little audio test between the XLR input and the USB-C input of the Fifine Ampligain AM8, which is the microphone I'm currently using and the one I reviewed. So I'm going to play a couple of audio bites from the last video where I reviewed that microphone with just the USB-C input, and then we're going to cut back to me using it on the mixer with XLR to show you the difference, because there really is one. My baseline is going off more expensive microphones and they feel weighty and premium, and we'll get onto that in a bit as well. But for the price, this is probably the best feeling microphone I've had. I've handled other mics like this around this price point and they felt absolutely horrible. The Fifine is definitely not in that, tier of quality. Okay, and now we're talking on the XLR input through the mixer with the Fifine Ampligain AM8. It pretty much is a game changer in terms of audio quality. It's so much more clear, you get a lot more range, a lot more to play with in post as well, to bring it up where you need it to and bring it down where you need it to get a balanced, good sounding voiceover. I'm still figuring it out in terms of how to make this microphone sound the best that it can, but even someone like me who isn't an audiophile has found it pretty easy to get to grips with it, and I really, really do appreciate that. And this mixer isn't exclusive to this Fifine microphone or any Fifine microphone in particular, and neither is the arm. You can use them on anything that has the right thread or the right XLR input, so it's basically universal, and it'll help you manage levels and let you play audio no matter what. All the soundboard stuff on here in terms of the custom buttons where you can assign sounds that are basically whatever you want, and the voice changer all works between PC and PS5. So if you're using this for console and you want a voice changer, a soundboard, and a mixer for PS5, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. For the price, I couldn't ask for anything more, really. I'm thoroughly impressed. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this video was fairly useful to you. I have been impressed by these two products. Sure, there are some shortcuts in some areas, especially on the mixer, in terms of its build quality, but that's kind of on a surface level. Fundamentally, this thing doesn't feel like it's going to break. It's just if you really want that premium feeling, you're not going to get it here. But if you want something that works and works well and feels decent, this is a good option. This isn't my usual content, but I do like to branch out and do these reviews sometimes because I do genuinely just enjoy talking about tech and tech that I've been using recently. And thank you again to Fifine for providing these. And if you want to buy them, the links will be in the description. I don't get any sort of revenue or cut from that, so this is literally just me recommending that if you want these products, go at it. But anyway, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video later today.